Greetings from Sadler, Texas. Welcome everyone, Mike here. Today's vlog, we are on a road trip. We are going to Lubbock, Texas. I'm going along US Highway 82 between Sherman and Lubbock. We're going to stop off at all the small towns in between. I'm excited to get to Lubbock, so let's go ahead and start this vlog. I don't think I've ever seen a gas pump that only gave you one option. You got diesel, but for unleaded, you only have 87 octane. This place over here, or this pump over here, just has the 87, no diesel. This guy wanted to greet me at the pumps as well. Pretty friendly, came up pretty aggressive, but all he did was lick and want some attention. I love stuff like this. Let's go inside and see if they have any breakfast in here. So unfortunately, that store didn't have any hot food items for breakfast, so I got back on Highway 82, and now I'm in Lindsay, Texas, at St. Peter's Catholic Church. This is seriously one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen. Such an amazing space in such a small Texas town. I did have the opportunity to go inside. Of course, out of respect, I didn't really vlog, but I did take a couple of videos that I'll show you here. This place, it's absolutely beautiful. The peace you feel walking in this auditorium can't be described. Built in, I think they said 1908. This is absolutely beautiful. I did not know something like this existed in Lindsay, Texas. This is unreal. As you walk up, there's a cross in the walkway, and this beautiful statue. Here's the state historical marker. Feel free to pause and read. The backside's equally as beautiful. And then directly behind the church, you have the old cemetery. This is stunning. I've been in Lindsay several times, have family that live here. Never knew this existed. I'm going to ask Uncle Steve why he was holding out on me. And just up the road from Lindsay is St. Joe, Texas. Big mural welcoming you into town. And looks to be the home of rednecks with paychecks. I think that would make for a fun video. I may be too old for it, but I've seen videos online on YouTube. That's a party, man. That's a big party. Right across from that mural on Highway 82 is downtown. This old gas station has been turned into a market. And where the gas pumps used to be, now has tables. So because of the sun, you probably can't see that sign, but it is the International Artillery Museum in North Downtown St. Joe. And across from there is this beautiful building. I can only assume at one point in time it was a hotel. Built in 1889, according to that inscription. with a nice overhang and the tall pillars. My favorite kind of buildings. Just up the sidewalk, we had the Stonewall Saloon. This rock facade. Still has the old swinging doors. I'm sure these are replicas. But it is a historical building. Used to be a drinking spot on the cattle trails. Before we get back on the road, I want to show you guys this sign here. Looks like it's been restored. I love that they did that. Wish more towns would. And just 10 miles up the road from St. Joe is Nocona, Texas, which is home to the Nocona gloves. These gloves are literally used around the world and by some Major League Baseball players. It's pretty cool. Something so widespread worldwide is made in this small little town. Actually, next door to the gloves is the old Nocona Boot Company. The factory here has now been turned into a brewery. If I'm not mistaken, Nocona Boots was actually bought out by Justin. I've now made my way into Henrietta, Texas. What caught my attention here was not the True Value hardware store, but a fully remodeled Sinclair gas station. And you guys know I love the Sinclair dinosaur. Don't know the name. I call her Gertie, and I get that from Walt Disney World. In Hollywood Studios, there's a big dinosaur there named Gertie. And if you don't know, Gertie was the first animation put to film by Walt Disney. And so they have a big giant dinosaur for her. And it looks just like the Sinclair dinosaur. This station is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the attention to detail on this to bring it back to what it was is pretty cool. Even the tile work at the top of the awning here. I just met some guys locally who said this was remodeled just 3 years ago. This is actually an event center attached to the coffee shop next door. Pretty awesome. So I made my way to Seymour, where I came across this building here. Looks like it might have been a Cajun restaurant at some point in time. We got the gators here. Very Mardi Gras-esque theme. Another alligator drinking a beverage. People down here partying it up. We come back around. This building's vacant. It has been vacant for a very long time. We can see we got full-size trees taking up this building. That's wild to see. This is a cool building. So I can show you guys the front without getting ran over. And this is something else. It's like it might have been the main entrance. There's some flooring leading up to that. But back on the other side, There's another old building that's seen better days for sure. Just on the other side, we have this old A-frame facade. An old barber shop. Still has the barbershop pole out front. Definitely seen better days. Then next to the windbreaker is a store that just says Bill. And if I had to guess, this was a Bill's 5 and dime. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, when I lived in Alvarado, Texas, we had a Bill's. Very similar sign. And just across from the Seymour Municipal Building and the Seymour Water Tower, we have the Whiteside Museum of Natural History. Fortunately, I don't have the time to explore this today, but this is an excellent mural. Got fossils at the base here. You know you're in West Texas when all you see is cotton and windmills. Freaking love West Texas. It is so underrated. Just makes me feel at home. I love it here. And just up the road from Vera, we have Benjamin, where this cowboy calls home. Got his saddle here. Just across from the cowboy, we have this old gas station and the courthouse. Though Benjamin only has 196 people, it is the county seat, it appears. So we made our way from the Knox County Courthouse in Benjamin to the Dickens County Courthouse in Dickens, Texas. The rock work on this is pretty dadgum cool. Flagpole history there. Nice overhang. I wonder if that was a balcony at one point in time. The rock archways have stood strong. I don't know if this is still used or not. There's nobody here. I'm filming this on a Friday about 2 o'clock, 2:30. Pretty cool courthouse. And just behind the Dickens County Courthouse and across Highway 82 is the Dickens County Jail. Same stone structure, more barbed wire. And that's old school. When in Dickens, you eat at the famous Ponderosa barbecue. I said I was gonna get something to eat back when I started this vlog. Believe it or not, that was almost 4 hours later. I still haven't eaten yet, so I'm starving. Let's go get some lunch. All right, I opted for the small brisket sandwich, and to call this small is insane. This thing is absolutely massive. I went with sliced versus chopped. Pretty big size, like I said. Let's go in. Now, I've been here before. Been here a couple of times, actually. Before the whole barbecue revolution in Texas, if you don't know, about 2009, barbecue really changed when Aaron Franklin of Franklin Barbecue and Austin came on the scene, upped everybody's game. Before then, TC Ponderosa was one of the best in the state, according to Texas Monthly. It was very good. And then once the revolution came, they fell off the list. But I can say one thing. This here is way better than it ever was back when I was going to college at Texas Tech. This is a phenomenal sandwich. I'm kind of wishing I would have gotten the large. As big as this bun is, I would assume the large comes with more meat. Not a whole lot on here, but enough to make a solid sandwich. The brisket is tender, smoky, very moist, which wasn't always the case back in the early 2000s. Now, when I eat brisket, I like potato salad. This here is a mustard-based one. I usually prefer mayo, but sometimes the mustard one hits the spot. And it does. Dill pickle, mustard, probably a little bit of mayo. It's a solid, refreshing potato salad. Let's try some of their sauce. The sauce is smoky, peppery, very good. This potato salad surprised me. It's delicious. That hint of pickle in there really makes it. All right, another bite of the brisket sandwich. Now, after I ordered, I saw they actually had wraps, which is barbecue meat wrapped in a tortilla. I'd have gotten one of those had I seen that. But either way, this is good too. This has been a nice, relaxing drive. Usually when I come to Lubbock, I try to get there as soon as possible. I left my hometown about 7:50 after I dropped my daughter off at school. It is now 2:12. I might have gotten the time wrong earlier at the courthouse, but yeah, 2:12. So it's been 6 hours. Getting to Lubbock from my house is usually about 5.5. We're taking our time. It's been nice. I'm glad we're doing this. Couldn't tell you the last time I stopped and actually had a sit-down meal on my way to Lubbock. I think the first time I came here, probably about around 1999, 2000, my college roommate Tim, his family owned a ranch right over here, and we would go out there and hang out. And he'd take us here, usually on a Saturday, Sunday morning. Cool story. I say cool. It's kind of reckless now that I'm a parent myself. But first time I went to the ranch, we built a bonfire. We, of course, drank beers and whatnot. And it was pitch black when we got there. And the next morning when I woke up, I looked out the window. When I looked out the window, their house was on the edge of what to me at the time looked like a massive cliff. And I just kept thinking to myself, all night long, I was going right over there to get rid of the beers or pee. And I could have easily fallen off. I yelled at my roommate, I said, dude, you should have told us there was a big cliff over there. And he kind of laughs like, oh, sorry, forgot to tell you. That was classic Tim. But it was a fun time, fun ranch. Went back a few other times after that. But this sandwich is better than it was back in those days. I've really enjoyed this, and next time, I'm getting a large. Well, I avoided the food coma from all the barbecue and made my way to Crosbyton. Back in the day, there used to be a fossil shop here filled with fossils, but the gentleman who owned it passed away. And unfortunately, all the fossils have since been removed. Good news is I did capture that in my Red River, New Mexico vlog. If you're interested, go check that out. Nice mural on the side of this building. Got the Piggly Wiggly. Made our way into Rawls, Texas. We just had lunch at TC Ponderosa Barbecue. Now we're at TC Rods. It's got a car lifted in the air. It's like an old gas station turned hobbyist collection of antique goods. That tree caught fire at some point. Lost my phone. Come back and pick it up. Murals here. Boy, they've done some work here because you can still smell the oil and the cement. Little gas pumps. Looks like a house almost. But I know this is not uncommon back in the day to look like this. The signs on this building remind me of the one we saw in Seymour that said Bill. Maybe it wasn't a Bill's. Maybe that was just the name of the store, is Bill, because this looks identical, of course, with the letters removed. But I like the posts holding up that awning. That's kind of neat. As you can see from this sign, Rawls is home to the world's largest jackrabbit. There he is. That is definitely one big rabbit. Here we got downtown Lorenzo. Not much to it. But that building there doesn't look like it's gonna make it, unfortunately. It's in pretty bad shape. Made our way to Idalou, Texas. If you're a country music fan, you may know who Josh Abbott is of the Josh Abbott Band. This is his hometown. He actually has a song called Idalou, all about the town. In that song, he actually mentions this water tower, as he never got the guts to climb. Looks like we have a Gideon's building here. This might have been an old drugstore, maybe? It's so faded you really can't tell what that is. The buildings on this side look newer. When I say newer, probably in the 60s. In this old building area, they turned into a nice little park. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, we made it to Lubbock. It was a long trip. It's about 4 o'clock, so it took me just a little over 8 hours to get here. But we made a lot of stops. We had lunch. Just took it easy. It was kind of nice to do that for once. Usually I'm trying to get here as fast as possible, but super easy drive. Highway 82 all the way between Sherman and Lubbock. Coming through on 82, I stopped by campus to see the stadium. I love Texas Tech. It's such a wonderful campus. Cannot wait to go by later today to see the rest of it. My hotel is actually off 82 in Milwaukee. I'm staying at the Fairfield Inn off Milwaukee. Give you guys a quick room tour just in case you're ever in the area and want to stay here. So we are fairly close to campus. So they have the bell tower here on the wall. Bathroom's super basic. Shower instead of a tub, which I'm not a big fan of. They do have the cotton bowl there. Cotton's huge in Lubbock outside of the university. We do have a microwave, a fridge, which will come in handy because there's a lot of restaurants in Lubbock I want to eat on this trip, but I don't have the stomach space, so I'll have a lot of leftovers to take home. It's just me on this trip, so have the king size bed. And then also, outside of Cotton and Texas Tech, Lubbock is known for Buddy Holly, as he was born and raised here. As for view, I don't think I'm going to have one, if I had to guess. It's the pool area, and I would be wrong, but it's still not much of a view. It's just the roof, and Lubbock is being very Lubbock today. Nice little dust storm this afternoon. So I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm going to sit back and relax. The whole point of this trip was for me to relax and not have to worry about housework, not have to worry about life in general. And Lubbock is one of those places I just feel at home. I feel at ease, so I can sit back, relax, have some good food. While I love my family, it's been nice to have a little break and some time to myself. My wife and I both work from home, and we've been doing that for quite some time now together. So we're together 24/7. I love her. I mean, that's the way we make it work. When we first found out we would both be working from home, we said we're going to end up either pregnant or divorced, and luckily neither one of them has happened. So every now and then, though, it's nice to get away a little bit and be out on your own. And I'm going to spend that time just hanging out in Lubbock, trying some foods, watch a little TV, and just make a weekend of it. All right, I thank you for watching to the very end. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite part. Until the next video, y'all have a great week. Bye.